Am I the a-hole for exposing my brother's affair in the slideshow he begged me to make? Let me start by saying, I didn't plan to nuke my brother's wedding, but he lit the match. I just handed him the flamethrower. My older brother Jake was getting married to Elena, sweetest, most down-to-earth woman ever. She helped my mom through chemo, planned the wedding herself, and even made me maid of honor, even though I was just the groom's sister. Jake, on the other hand, walking red flag. Charming, yes. Loyal? Not even close. A month before the wedding, while putting together his cute couple slideshow for the reception, something he begged me to do because I'm the artsy one, I stumbled upon photos he had accidentally airdropped into the shared folder. Photos of him, with Sophie, his co-worker. In bed, in Paris, in a bathtub with champagne. My hands were literally shaking. I called him. He laughed. It's not what it looks like. And even if it is, can you not ruin this for me? Elena doesn't need to know. I lost it. He cheated. He laughed. He expected me to stay silent and smile in the front row. So I didn't say a word. I just did exactly what he asked. Made the slideshow. Reception night. Everyone's teary-eyed from speeches. Lights dim. The slideshow begins. Sweet baby photos. Awkward high school years. First date pics with Elena. Then, suddenly boom. A photo of him kissing Sophie. Then one of him in bed, time-stamped 3 weeks before the engagement. Then a screenshot of their text. Elena's so clueless. It's almost hot. Dead. Silence. Gasps. Then chaos. Elena stood up and walked right out. No tears. No screaming. Just power. My mom fainted. My dad threw his wine at Jake. Jake screamed, "You psycho," and tried to unplug the projector. But it was too late. Everyone saw it. Everyone knew. The wedding was canceled the next morning. Elena sent me flowers. Jake? He's not speaking to me. Says I humiliated him. Our relatives are split. So am I the a-hole? My parents are gold diggers. People say love is blind. Well, mine had night vision because it saw straight through the gold-digging trap my parents set. Ever since I was a kid, my parents drilled one thing into me. Marry rich. Not study hard. Not follow your dreams. Just find someone loaded. They made it seem like a family mission. My mom would make me rehearse polite dinner talk and etiquette for wealthy circles. My dad constantly critiqued my posture, my accent, my smile. I thought it was just strict parenting. Until I realized I wasn't being raised. I was being packaged. By 22, I was engaged to Ethan. A sweet, shy, extremely wealthy guy from my university. His dad owned half the real estate downtown. He loved that I understood him, said I was the first girl who didn't treat him like a wallet. He had no idea I was coached for this role my entire life. My parents were ecstatic. My mom kept saying things like, "We did it." All those years paid off. They practically moved into Ethan's family estate before the wedding. My dad even quit his job, claiming he was going to manage family investments now. And I started feeling wrong. Ethan was genuine. Pure. He didn't deserve this. So one night, a week before the wedding, I told him everything. The plan, the training, the manipulation, and how I'd actually fallen in love with him anyway. I expected him to call off the wedding. Instead, he looked at me and said, "I already knew." I froze. "You what?" "I figured it out. The way your parents acted. The way you always looked scared to enjoy anything expensive. I just hoped you'd choose me, not their plan." And I did. But not in the way anyone expected. We didn't cancel the wedding. We had it. Lavish, grand, televised. My parents thought they'd won. Until the next morning, when Ethan and I moved out alone. We moved across the country. His accounts were locked. His assets frozen under a prenup his lawyer drafted just in case. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister her baby's name sounds like a failed Wi-Fi password? My sister just gave birth to her first child. Beautiful baby girl. Big eyes, full cheeks, already judging people like her mom. But then came the name reveal. She stood proudly in the hospital room, holding the baby like Simba, and declared, "Her name is Zalith Verandara Moon." I choked on my coffee. My brother whispered, "Is that a Skyrim character?" My mom nodded blankly, like she didn't just have a stroke. I tried to hold it in. I really did. But when she said, "It's pronounced Zeawilith," I blurted out, "That sounds like a rejected Wi-Fi password." Dead silence. My sister blinked like I slapped her. Her husband looked at me like I'd farted during a wedding. She said, "Excuse me?" I said, "No shade, but if you handed me that name, I'd try to connect my iPad to it." My mom gasped. My brother snorted. My dad left the room. She started crying. Hormones plus humiliation equals explosive combo. You always ruin things. You think you're so clever, but you're just bitter and jealous. I was like, jealous? Of a baby named like someone mashed a keyboard during a thunderstorm? Yeah, not my proudest line. But it was out there now. The aftermath? Nuclear. My sister hasn't spoken to me in a week. My mom says I crushed her spirit. My brother says I'm a legend. Her husband blocked me on Instagram. But here's the kicker. Even the nurse said it sounded like a fantasy game boss. So, am I the a-hole for saying what everyone else was thinking? Am I the a-hole for throwing away my roommate's emotional support taxidermy duck? I, 26F, live with my roommate, Kara, 25F, who's honestly been great until she brought Derek into the apartment. Derek is a taxidermy duck. Yep. Full wingspan, glass eyes, frozen in what I can only describe as a judging pose. Kara inherited it from her grandfather, who apparently was a legendary waterfall hunter and therapist. No, I'm not kidding. She calls it her emotional support duck. She claims it calms her when she's anxious. She doesn't take it outside or anything, it just sits. But not in her room. She keeps it in the bathroom, perched right on top of the cabinet, facing the shower. Every time I'm naked, this stiff, wide-eyed bird is glaring at me like I've dishonored its duck ancestors. At first, I tried to laugh it off. But after 3 weeks of duck judgmental eye contact, I brought it up. Hey, Kara, would you mind moving Derek to your room, or even the living room? It's kind of weird having it stare at me while I shower. She looked offended. He's part of my healing process. I blinked. Okay, but I'm not part of his. Please, just the bathroom. She refused. Said, Derek has a right to be wherever energy flows best. What kind of duck feng shui is this? I let it go until last week. I was late for work. Took a quick shower. Got out, toweled off, looked up, and Derek was tilted. As if he had been moved. I swear his head wasn't pointing that way before. I panicked, slipped, hit my shin, and in a moment of blind rage and pain, I grabbed Derek and tossed him in the trash chute. Gone. Forever. I didn't even feel bad. Until I got home. Kara was on the kitchen floor, crying, clutching Derek's empty wooden plaque like it was a headstone. You killed him, she screamed. You murdered my coping mechanism. I tried to apologize. I explained the slip, the eye contact, the trauma, but she wasn't having it. She's now telling everyone, including our landlord, that I destroyed her emotional support animal and violated her rights. She even filed a complaint with HR at my job saying I was unfit for shared spaces. Now people are calling me a heartless monster who hates quirky healing methods. My coworkers have started leaving rubber ducks on my desk. I've been dubbed Duck Slayer. So, am I the a-hole for throwing away a dead duck that was staring at me in the shower? Am I the a-hole for outing my cousin's OnlyFans after she exposed my sexuality at Christmas dinner? I, 24F, came out as bisexual to my immediate family 2 years ago. It wasn't a big announcement, just a quiet moment with people I trusted. I never came out to my extended family, mostly because I didn't feel the need, and partly because I didn't trust them. Especially my cousin Mandy, 26F. She's the kind of person who thrives on gossip. Think Regina George, but with Instagram filters and motivational quotes. Fast forward to this Christmas. We're at my aunt's house. Everyone's gathered around the table, holiday music playing, the whole vibe super cozy until Mandy, out of nowhere, she calls out my name. So, are you bringing a guy to New Year's? Or a girl? Or maybe both? She laughed. Everyone went silent. My grandmother literally dropped her fork. My uncle choked on his wine. My parents looked stunned. And I just sat there, heart pounding, completely exposed in front of people I never wanted to share that part of my life with. I said nothing, just smiled tightly, and excused myself to the bathroom to cry. When I came back, people were whispering. Some were avoiding eye contact. Mandy was smirking like she'd just won some twisted game. But here's the thing. I knew a secret. A big one. See, I accidentally found Mandy's OnlyFans account a few months ago. Not through stalking, but because she used the same username as her Twitter, and it popped up in a suggested link while I was browsing. The content? Let's just say spicy would be an understatement. I never said a word about it. I figured her body, her business. But now? She made my private life public, so I returned the favor. After dinner, while dessert was being served, I stood up and said, loud and clear. By the way, for anyone uncomfortable with my lifestyle, make sure to not click on Mandy's fitness coaching link. Unless you want a front row seat to her bathtub content. Dead. Silence. Mandy's face went ghost white. Her mom shrieked, what are you talking about? And I added, she charges $14.99 a month, $20 if you want feet stuff. My aunt dropped her pie plate. My uncle looked like he wanted to teleport. Mandy started crying and screamed that I violated her privacy and ruined her image. I calmly replied, now you know how it feels. She stormed out. The family was shook. My mom pulled me aside and whispered, okay, that was petty. But also, damn. Now, everyone's split. Some say I took it too far. Others say Mandy got what was coming. She's been texting me nonstop, calling me an a-hole, demanding I apologize and delete what I said. But I didn't post anything. I didn't leak screenshots. I just spoke, same as she did. So, am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for storming out of my own engagement party because my fiancé surprised me with my abusive father? I, 26F, never imagined my engagement party would end in me running out in tears. My fiancé, Jake, 28M, has always known my history with my father. I told him everything early on, how my dad was emotionally manipulative, how he used to scream at my mom and me for hours, break things, gaslight us, and then act like nothing happened the next day. My mom finally left when I was 14. I cut contact with him at 16. It was the hardest decision of my life, but also the healthiest. Jake listened. He held me when I had nightmares. He said he admired my strength. I believed he understood. So, imagine my shock when I walked into our engagement party and saw my father standing near the cake, holding a glass of champagne, grinning like he was some proud dad walking me down the aisle. I froze. Everyone clapped. Jake beamed. Surprise, he said. I tracked him down. I knew how much you missed having a father figure in your life. I did this for you. I could barely breathe. My ears were ringing. I locked eyes with my dad, that same fake smile he used to wear after he made me cry. I felt 14 again. I turned to Jake and whispered, why would you do this? He looked confused, like I was the problem. I thought it would bring closure. He said he regrets everything. He wanted to apologize in front of everyone. He wanted an audience. I snapped. Just like always. Jake's smile faltered. Babe, don't make a scene. This is our night. I walked out. No speech. No toast. Just silence and stares as I left in my gown, shaking and humiliated. Later, Jake called, furious. He said I embarrassed him in front of our families, that I was stuck in the past and needed to learn to forgive. His mom texted me that I was being selfish and making Jake look bad. I haven't spoken to Jake since that night. Am I the a-hole for telling my parents they chose their golden son over me so they can ask him for help now? I, 27F, have always played second fiddle to my older brother, Ryan, 29M. Growing up, Ryan was the golden child. Straight A student, star athlete, mom's pride and dad's legacy. Meanwhile, I was just the artsy daughter who liked to draw. When I got into a top design school, they told me to be realistic. When Ryan got into a mid-tier business college, they threw him a party. Despite no support, I put myself through college with scholarships and part-time jobs. Ryan? Fully funded. Tuition, car, rent, you name it. They even co-signed a loan so he could start a tech startup. It failed. They blamed the market. Still, I kept my head down. I graduated, got a job, started freelancing, moved out. Then came the tipping point. 2 years ago, I got promoted and bought a small apartment. My parents didn't say a word. A month later, Ryan got engaged, and they hosted a 3-day celebration with catering and a DJ. I wasn't even asked to be in the family photo because I didn't match the color scheme. Last week, I got a frantic call from my mom. Dad had a minor stroke. Medical bills were piling up. Their retirement savings were gone. And Ryan? He had moved to Bali with his influencer wife and couldn't contribute financially right now. That's when they turned to me. "We're drowning," Mom said. "We need help." I was quiet for a moment. Then I said calmly, "Why not ask Ryan? He's always been your investment. I was your afterthought." There was silence. Mom started crying. Dad got angry in the background. "How can you say that after everything we've done for you?" I snapped. "What have you done for me, exactly? You paid for Ryan's every mistake. You let me fend for myself. I made it on my own and now you want my savings?" "No." I hung up. Now my extended family is calling me cruel, ungrateful, and selfish. Ryan hasn't called once. Not even a text. And honestly, I feel guilty but only a little. I worked so hard to get where I am. And when I was struggling, they left me to drown. Now, they want a lifeboat. Am I the a-hole, or just tired of being the backup plan? My uncle paid me to keep a secret. Now that secret is tearing our family apart. My uncle gave me $1,000 in cash and said just 4 words. "You didn't see anything." But I did. I saw everything. What I saw that night wasn't just a scandal. It was the kind of secret that could wreck our entire family. And now, it's out. And everyone wants to know who knew. And I'm the only one who can't say a word. It started at my cousin's wedding rehearsal. I had stepped out early to grab my jacket from the car when I saw my uncle, my mom's younger brother, making out with someone behind the venue. At first, I didn't recognize her. But then the light hit her face. It was the bride's mother, his sister-in-law. I froze. He saw me. He walked up, cool as ever, and pulled $1,000 from his wallet. "You didn't see anything," he said. "Family first, right?" I was 19. Broke. Confused. I took the money. For months, I stayed quiet. But then things started unraveling. The groom's side accused the bride of cheating. The bride's mother got mysteriously uninvited to family events. Whispers grew. Tensions exploded. And then someone, I still don't know who, sent anonymous photos to the bride. Photos of my uncle and her mother. The wedding was called off. My aunt left my uncle. The family is split in half, some blaming the bride, some blaming her mother, others whispering about my uncle. And then, the worst part. They started asking who took the pictures. Guess what? It was me. I never meant to. My phone auto-backed up photos when I pulled it out. The cloud saved everything. Now, they think someone leaked them on purpose. And I'm still holding the cash. And the guilt. I don't know what's worse. Would you have stayed silent and taken the money? Or would have told everyone? My cousin tried to steal my entire life. Then she went for my name. Hi, I'm Maya. And this is the story of how my cousin Tara went from a playful copycat to a full-on identity thief. Growing up, Tara and I were inseparable. Same age, same school, same friends. When I joined the art club, so did she. I got glasses, she wore fake ones. I got into a psychology program. She suddenly loved psychology too. She even followed me to my dream college. Same major, same dorm. When I started dating Ryan, she made it weird. Started popping up around us. Met him flirty memes. He showed me one that said, "If Maya ever messes up, I'm here." We blocked her. She cried to the family, called it a joke. But I wasn't laughing anymore. After college, I took a job at a nonprofit. 2 weeks later, guess who walked into orientation? Yep, Tara. Same department. Same cubicle row. It felt like I was being stalked. Then came the moment that changed everything. I was at the DMV renewing my license. The clerk squinted at the screen and asked, "Didn't you already submit a name change?" No. She turned the monitor around. Tara Elise Bennett to Maya Renee Morgan. My full name. I couldn't breathe. She had submitted a legal request to become me. Not just copy, not just mimic, but erase her identity and take mine. I left shaking. The next day, we had a family confrontation. Tara sat there, calm as anything. "I've always liked the name. Why can't we share?" Share? She wanted my name. She had already taken my college, my career, my friends, even tried my boyfriend. Now she wanted to take the last thing that was truly mine, my identity. I filed fraud reports, cut ties, moved to a new city. No more social media. No more contact. Some family member thinks I'm being dramatic, but some finally believe me. Tara didn't want to be close to me. She wanted to replace me. Now I live my life quietly, carefully, and finally freely. I found out I'm adopted during a heated argument with my sister. My sister Maya and I always had a rocky relationship. She was calm, composed, loved by teachers. I was loud, artsy, always pushing buttons. We were opposites, and everyone knew it. But deep down, I thought we're still family, right? Until the night that belief got crushed. It started when she borrowed my journal, the one I never let anyone read, and left it open on the kitchen table. My parents saw it. Some of my darkest thoughts, angry rants, things no one was supposed to see. I felt betrayed, violated. Me. What the hell is wrong with you? Maya, mocking. Maybe if you didn't write like a tortured teenager, you wouldn't be so embarrassed. Me. You've hated me since we were kids. Admit it. Maya. No, you just always had to make everything about you. Drama, drama, drama. Me, screaming, at least I'm not a robot playing perfect daughter for brownie points. And then she snapped. Maya, screaming, you want to know why you've never fit in? Why mom and dad never talk about your birth? Because you're not one of us. Silence. My ears rang. My body went cold. My heart just stopped. Me. What did you say? Maya, realizing, wait, no, I didn't mean me. Say it. Maya, you're adopted, okay? You were a baby. I was 5. I remember. They said not to tell you because you wouldn't understand. I felt like I'd been punched in the throat. Me. You're lying. Maya, I'm not. You think I'm the villain? I've been pretending for years that we're real sisters, but it's a damn lie. That night, I tore through the attic like a maniac. Dust flying. Heart pounding. I was sobbing and sweating at the same time. In the corner, under piles of old wrapping paper and boxes of ornaments, I found a file folder wrapped in a faded baby blanket. Inside, court-stamped adoption papers. My name, but a different surname. A birth certificate with mother unknown. A single baby photo that wasn't in any family album. It was true. I wasn't born into this family. I had been brought into it. Chosen. Hidden. And never told. I didn't come out of my room for 2 days. Didn't eat. Barely slept. Just stared at the ceiling, replaying every moment I didn't know the truth. Finally, my mom knocked softly. Mom, can I come in? I didn't say anything. She sat on the edge of the bed with trembling hands. Mom, we were going to tell you, but then you started school and then you turned 10, and it never felt like the right time. Me. So you just lied? For 17 years. Mom, no. We loved you. We raised you. Nothing about that was a lie. I wanted to believe her. But love without truth felt like betrayal. Weeks passed. Maya apologized, not just for the fight, but for everything. Turns out, she'd always felt like I got the real love. Not out of blood, but choice. We're still healing. But I've realized something important. Blood might connect people. But truth, forgiveness, and love, that's what keeps them together. If you discovered a family-shaking secret, would you want to know? Or stay in the dark? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And follow for more real stories that hit deep.